So Vivo has joined the foldable smartphone bandwagon by releasing the Vivo X Fold, and Vivo Malaysia invited us to check it out. So what's great about Vivo's new foldable? Well, let's find out. So this unique color is called the Mountain Blue. And the first thing that I've noticed is the form factor was very similar to Samsung Z Fold 3. As when you fold them, it's like having two phones sandwiched into the same longer form factor as well. However, I did find that the folding mechanism was a little more solid with its aerospace grade hinge, which in return felt nice, and hopefully that will remain the same during a long-term use. And yes, it closes flat. Now, according to Vivo, the folding and the unfolding mechanism can stand up to 300,000 times, which has been certified by TUV Rainland on a reliable folding, which is way more than Samsung's iteration of the phone. And this is because of the Super Tensile UTG technology for the glass cover that has capabilities to have a rebound torque up to 1.3 times. Now, I did not have the Z Fold 3 to compare with side by side, but based on what I remembered, the crease was also less visible here on the Vivo X Fold. And also worth mentioning is the fact that it does not have an IP rating like how the Z Fold 3 has. Now, as for the displays, the folded screen is about 6.5 inches, which is a tad bigger than Samsung's, and the resolution is also a bit higher. It has a 120Hz refresh rate as well. And what's nice is that Vivo has chosen to use the in-display fingerprint sensor instead of the side power button mounted version, and the fingerprint sensor could also be used on the unfolded screen as well, which is the world's first. Then, as opposed to using Corning as the glass protection, the Vivo X Fold uses the short glass cover, which is a high performance cover glass. Now, unfolded is where you can see a huge difference on a Vivo X Fold. It has a bigger 8.03-inch display with a 2K plus resolution screen of 2160 by 1916 pixels and a higher peak brightness of 1300 nits compared to Samsung's unfolded screen. And what's interesting is the fact that the Vivo X Fold screen is Samsung's E5 screen for the folded and the unfolded screen, but the specs have been tweaked to be better from a hardware perspective. Now, it has a high 120Hz refresh rate with a 113% DCI P3 color gamut for excellent scrolling and smooth navigations. Now, as you may expect, Vivo doesn't skimp on its camera specs, as it has a 50MP f1.8 aperture main lens with OIS, an 8MP f3.4 125mm periscope telephoto lens, which also has OIS, a dedicated 47mm telephoto 12MP f2.0 lens, and a massive 48MP f2.2 14mm ultra-wide lens. Now, while I couldn't take any test shots to show y'all, but based on my first impressions, it was as impressive as the likes of the Vivo X80, which I've just recently reviewed, and also had a similar Zeiss camera interface as well. And the front camera is a 16MP f2.5 aperture lens. Then, as for video recording, the rear camera can record up to 8K 30 frames per second, and the front camera can record up to 1080p 30 frames per second. So the Vivo X Fold is powered by the Snapdragon 8 Gen 1 4nm chipset with 12GB of RAM with either 256 or 512GB of storage configuration. Now, since this is the China variant, it comes with the Origin OS Ocean skin based on Android 12, which is something that I've yet to try and use myself, but the menu system does look quite clean. Then, as for the phone's battery, it has a 4600mAh of battery, which is bigger than Samsung's 4400mAh, and the fast charging is also better at up to 66 watts of wired charging. It also has 50 watts of fast wireless charging and reverse wireless charging up to 10 watts. And since this is a foldable smartphone, the battery is divided into two parts of the phone to streamline the charging performance. Now, as for the price and availability, there's no official word on that, but of course stay tuned over here just in case we hear any news about that specifically, as it is priced in China at about 9,000 yen, which converts to 6,500 ringgit plus minus. But do let me know what you guys think. Can the Vivo X Fold beat other foldables out right now? Let me know in the comment section below, and let's discuss it over there.